Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sports Hub exclusive series episode. As today I am going to the Central Valley and going to Modesto as I'm there to watch a minor league baseball game in the California League between Modesto Nuts versus Inland Empire 66ers. Now, if you recall last year in the Sports Hub series episode, I did an episode where I went to an Oakland A's game, which turns out to be the last A's game that I've done, at least in a vlog, as they had a farewell season before moving to Sacramento. Well, this is pretty much the same thing with the Modesto Nuts. Unfortunately, they are playing their very final season before, ironically, they're going to be moving to the team that they're playing tonight, that is Inland Empire 66ers. And right now, there's a very complicated situation in the California League and in the minor league baseball system, because the Modesto Nuts next year is going to be the Inland Empire 66ers. The opponent that they're playing, Inland Empire 66ers, is going to become the Rancho Camungo Quakes, and then that team is going to also become a new expansion team that is going to be taking place in Ontario. So yeah, like I said, it is very complicated. I have no idea why the California League decided to do that, but either way, we'll see how this game is going to turn out. This, of course, is the first time I actually been to this stadium, and unfortunately this will also be the last time, because like I said, they are pretty much counting down the days before they will no longer play in that stadium before packing their bag to SoCal. So yeah, let's see how this game is going to turn out. Come and join me to John Thurman Field in Modesto to find out. So we have just arrived here at Modesto and here at John Thurman Field, and over there is the entrance, which we will be walking there in just a bit. But first impression I would say about this minor league baseball stadium, and I heard that people say that this is a very basic kind of setup, and I think those people are not that wrong. I mean, the entrance isn't really that grandiose. I mean, they did try with the grassy bed over there. Actually, let me give you guys a little better view over here as well. And it's kind of also interesting that it's kind of next to this park right here as well. But yeah, let's make our way inside the stadium right now. Doesn't seem like the ticket office is open. Oh, actually, no, it is open. There actually is one window for it. Not need to go there because I already got my tickets for this game. So I've made my way inside the stadium, and I gotta say, it looks very bare bone as I expected. I mean, the concession stands are not even open right now. I mean, I get it's a Wednesday night game, and I get that there isn't really going to be a lot of fans in attendance, but I was assuming at least the concession stands was going to open. There's also a little play area right here as well. Yeah, this is pretty much the main stands right there. Again, it's pretty bare bone, and I'll tell you what, it is relatively hot tonight, and the fact that there's just no shades whatsoever, I'm a little bit concerned. I might be looking for somewhere where I maybe can see like an opening, or maybe be looking for an area where I can just kind of watch from the shade, because again, I don't expect there's going to be a big crowd tonight. It's a Wednesday night crowd. Looks like I also found the starting lineup for tonight's game. I have no idea who exactly these players are. They didn't even put the knife place hitter over there. I'm guessing they're probably putting the knife place hitter at the pitcher, because I'm not quite sure in the California League do they actually use the DH, or the fact that they're going to go old-fashioned where the knife place hitter is the pitcher there. So it looks like I did find one area where the concession stand is open, although it's kind of weird the fact that they decided to open this concession stand and not open the other one, which I thought that was kind of the main entrance. There's also a merchandise shop right there as well. I'd be thinking about getting something, might be not. I mean, I already ate, so I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get something here at the concession stand. Might be even walking around to look to see if there's any specialty kind of concession, because I think these concessions are just your usual hot dog, cheeseburger, and chicken tender kind of thing. So here's the first view of the field right here, and look how close we are from the playing field. Not quite sure you can see it, but that's obviously the foul line right there. I mean, actually, let me just use my finger to kind of point it, because the sun is kind of blinding the foul line right there. And also right over here there are some Inland Empire 66 players. This is pretty much the bullpen right here, so it looks like this is one of those venues where they actually have the bullpen in the foul line. That should be very interesting when players are catching foul ball, that they have to worry about the bullpen mound there on the left side. Also, there's the main stand right there. Of course, I think I'm just going to be sitting somewhere over there, hoping that my seat is in the shade, because it looks like that area is in the shade right now. So I'm actually now at my seat, and as you can see, there is my view from the seat. It's a very good view as well, and as I said, it's such a small venue pretty much there's not really a bad seat in the house. Also, unfortunately, it looks like my section is still in the sun right here, but I think that sun is going to set in just a bit, and this section is going to be in the shade. I'm assuming there's going to be nobody sitting over there because that section is pretty much fully in sun. We also have some fans here sitting in the shade area as well. And also, as I'm waiting for the beginning of this game, I want to give you guys a little background information about this matchup. So for those of you that have never watched me go to a California League game, I believe I've done one before where I went to one of the championship game where the San Jose Giants play against Fresno Grizzlies, and that was a game where the Giants, of course, won it and eventually won the California League. Well, speaking of winning California League, this Modesto Nuts team, they are actually back-to-back champion in the California League. They have won the last 2 times in the California League. Now, this season, they're not doing as well as they have in the last 2 years. Well, I say they're not doing very well. They're actually second in the North Division right now, and for their opponent, Inland Empire 66ers, it hasn't been a great season for them. In fact, it's been a disastrous season for them. They're dead last in the South Division, that is. And also, in terms of affiliates, the Modesto Nuts is actually the affiliates of the Seattle Mariners, whereas the Inland Empire 66ers are the affiliates of the Los Angeles Angels. But yeah, I expect, you know, with how the standings, it seems like the home team is going to be heavy favorites in this one. But this is baseball, and we have seen some interesting resort before where, you know, even the team that is currently dead last in the standings can sometimes beat some of the best team in the league. So yeah, let's see how this is going to be. And again, I'm really hoping that sun eventually goes down. I might actually move somewhere else in the shade because, like I said, it is really hot right now here in Modesto. Also, I see one of the Modesto Nuts mascot here. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly if that is a cashew nut or is that just an alternate. I'm guessing it's probably neither. Obviously, if you know it, leave me know in the comments section below. Now, I heard that they also have multiple mascots. One of the mascots, I'm not quite sure where the other mascot is. They're announcing the lineup for the visiting team, the Inland Empire 66ers. There on the other side are the Modesto Nuts player also doing their warm-up. Also, I sit a little bit higher right now because obviously from where I'm sitting in my seat is still in the sun. I'll probably make my way to my seat, though. Again, I'm assuming I could sit pretty much almost anywhere because you can see it's not really a big crowd here for tonight's game. Now we got both managers are at home plate exchanging the lineup cards, which means that in just a bit we're gonna get ready for the start of this game. Obviously, they also have the mic right there at home plate. I'm assuming someone's gonna be saying the national anthem, and just a bit we're gonna get ready for the start of first pitch here. Right, so it looks like now the Modesto Nuts player are on the field. Now this is kind of interesting because usually they normally have the national anthem before when the players are on the field. This feels like it's the opposite, though. As I said that, they're about to perform the national anthem here. Well, it looks like we were just about to get the start, but I guess the umpire is just waiting to make sure that we exactly started at 6:40. Pretty much everybody was ready to go at 6:39. So that's kind of interesting to see that happen. I guess maybe just for broadcast reason. Either way, we're about to be underway for the first pitch of tonight's game. And that's over his head. It's a base hit. He's going to round third here. And the throw. And he's saved. Well, that was kind of an awkward slide there, but nevertheless, he was able to beat the throw there. It was a high throw. And I think that's why he kind of had to slide early, but either way, it's 1-0 in favor of Modesto here. And that's going to get through. It's a base hit. And another run is going to come in. So he was running on contact, and it's now 2-0 in favor of Modesto. The fans celebrate here in the main stand. There he goes. And no throw is, well, in a span of 2 pitches, he stole second, and then now he has stole third. Not very often you see a player stole third and there's no throw. Well, that's a nice play, but it doesn't matter because in the end, still is going to be a run. There's a great diving catch there, but it there was no way he could have got himself back up to throw to home. So he does the wise decision, throw to first, but that also means another run comes in. It's now 3-0 in favor of Modesto. And that's a base hit. That's going to be another run, as the throw is going to go to third, and it's 4-0 in favor of the Nuts as we continue the scoring power here. All right, so we're through 3 innings in this game, and it's the Nuts with a 4-0 lead over the 66ers. And yeah, well, I was hoping that this was going to be maybe a close game, even though it's a matchup between a team that's doing pretty well so far in the standing, in second place in the North Division versus the worst team in the league. But yeah, it feels like it's kind of gone according to script, with the Nuts pretty much scoring every single inning so far. They scored 2 in the first inning, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third inning. And their other pitcher, he just cannot throw strikes right now. He's been throwing a lot of balls in this one, and the Nuts so far, they've been very good with runners in score position as well, and that's kind of the reason why they were able to belt this 4-0 lead. It's also worthy to note that the 66ers, they still have not got a hit through these first 3 innings. Pretty much all 9 players come up at bat, and all 9 of those players is retired. So yeah, let's see how long is that going to last. I mean, I don't want to say the word just yet after 3 innings, but we'll see whether or not if the Nuts can continue this dominance so far, because yeah, this feels like it's going to be a very one-sided affair between both of these teams. It's a little tapper. This might be a hit, and it is. So the first hit for the 66ers, it was just a low dribbler there, and he had no chance to get to that one. And now the 66ers, for the first time tonight, are in business. They got runners in scoring position for the first time tonight, and that is gonna fall. It's gonna stay fair. 1 run is in, as the 66ers are on the board here in the 4th inning. It's now 4-1, and they have first and third with 2 outs now. Oh, and that gets away, and that almost bounced into the stands there. It actually hits the top of the netting, but either way, now we got a runner on third, and 1 more of that will give the run back to the Nuts. They might have done it again, and they have, as that one dropped. Well, maybe the center fielder was going to get to it, but the Nuts does get that run back. It is now 5-1 in favor of Modesto. Oh, that has popped up. Looks like this is going to stay in play. And that is the end of the 4th inning. And actually, now I'm going to probably make my way to the concourse to get something to eat in the concession stand. All right, so I'm actually deciding not to get something to eat because there really isn't a lot of good food in the concession stands. But I'm pretty much going to watch these next couple of innings here. Also have the mascot right here as well. And also, I like how we're literally right next to the players here. I mean, this is probably the closest I've actually got, right near where the players are, and right behind there also the bullpen as well. By the way, as I'm looking at this mascot right now, I think I can confirm that this is indeed a pistachio nuts there, because I can see at the back of her head, looks like there's some green here, and it has like an open, and that's kind of what usually pistachio nuts are. Again, I was expecting to have more mascot. They actually have 3 different mascots. I guess every single game they probably have a different one, and tonight we get the pistachio nuts here. Oh, and that's through, and it's a base hit, and that is going to score 1 run, as it's now 5-2 in favor of the Nuts. As again, the Nuts, they're having trouble here in the top of the 6th inning. Back-to-back walk, a hit. All of a sudden, it's now back to a 3-run game. Well, the bases are loaded now after there was a hit batter, and well, this have gone to pear shape here for Modesto. 2 walks, a hit, and now a hit by a pitch, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the 6th inning. And it's not close, so another run comes in. That's 3 walks in this inning, and now all of a sudden it's a 2-run game and still nobody out here with the bases loaded. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't made a pitching change, although as I said that, it looks like they're going to do so. Looks like somebody there in the bullpen is about to make an entrance here, but well, this game looked like it was very comfortable for the Nuts. Now all of a sudden, the 66ers has a threat here. They have bases loaded, still nobody out, and a hit can basically tie the game. But they are, of course, making the pitching change here now as that player is about to make his appearance from the bullpen. And it's high, so another run comes in. That is now 4 walks in this inning, and now it's a 1-run game as the Nuts, they are in serious jeopardy of not only losing this lead, but now all of a sudden this inning has really just gone completely south. Can you get that ground ball to end this inning? Looks like he might have. So there's 1 and there's 2. Well, what an escape that is for the Modesto Nuts. An inning where it really turned south for them. 4 walks, 1 hit batter, 1 hit. The 66ers, they scored 3 runs, but they could not tie the game up, as it's still a 5-4 game there in the scoreboard. 2 outs, and again, tonight they've been very good in this situation. Runner goes as well, and that is caught there as, well, that was a line drive there, but that player does a nice job to dive there in the infield to end the inning. So it's still a 1-run game here. It looks like they were about to play take me out to the ball game, even though we're only at the end of the 6th inning here. And that one looks like got some carry though, and it's off the wall. And this might be a triple here. It's gonna go all the way. Inside the park home run, maybe? Oh, no, it's not, as he was being a little too greedy there. Obviously, I was expecting him to maybe just stay at third and it would be just a triple, but he got greedy. Anyway, one thing I also forgot to mention is that the score is now 4-6. They actually did score a run. I actually looked away, so I don't know exactly what happened, but heading into the 8th inning, it's now 6-4 in favor of the Nuts. All right, so I'm actually now back at where I was assigned to be seated tonight. Now that the sun has gone down, it has definitely cooled off. I'm going to be watching these last inning and a half here for this game. And again, it's still 6-4, and right now there's 2 outs. And that should end the top of the 8th inning. And indeed it does. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Modesto Nuts, exactly what they needed. It's now heading to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-4 in favor of Modesto. And this looks like he's going to do it. So center field catch that one. The game is over. And the Nuts wins this one. It got a little nervy for them, but in the end, they win 6-4 over Inland Empire 66ers.
The Modesto Nuts have 6 runs on 11 hits. Thank you for coming out to John Thurman Field tonight. To get tickets for tomorrow, come to fight tonight. Please.
So just finished here in Modesto, as I'm actually now back in my car, and in the end, it's Modesto Nuts getting a 6-4 win over Inland Empire 66ers. And overall, you know, this was actually a pretty good game, although early on it definitely didn't look like it was going to be the case. It looked like it was going to be a blowout for Modesto Nuts, but the 66ers, they definitely made a charge in the 6th inning, and it's kind of fitting the fact that they do it in the 6th inning, consider, you know, they are the 66er after all. But yeah, they made a big comeback in the 6th inning. They scored 3 runs here, had a chance to even tie with bases loaded and nobody out, but couldn't quite do so. And it turns out that was the last run that they score, as the Nuts would get an insurance run in the 7th inning, and they would eventually win this one 6-4 as well. But in terms of just the venue itself, because obviously I want to talk a little bit about the venue, since this is going to be my first and most likely the last time I'll ever go to this venue, since the Nuts are moving to SoCal. I mean, I know there are people that have said that this stadium is very bare bone, and yes, it is kind of bare bone, and the fact that it is one of the older minor leagues stadium, and with the way that the amenities and also the concession, it just kind of felt like they were phoning it in with this being the last ever season. But I actually find it pretty good. It feels pretty cozy in terms of the fact that, you know, you're very close to the action, and the fact that you're actually able to even see and even talk to the players in the bullpen. I mean, that's something you just don't get an experience even in the minor league level. So that's kind of a unique quirk that you have in terms of this old venue that is. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this episode? And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys next time on another Sports Hub series exclusive episode.